and welcome to KMVC News. I'm Amber Tabling. As KMVC reported last month, Missouri Valley College and local churches came together during the spring break to help feed those who were staying in town. KMVC's Alex Perez reports on the church's generosity towards the students.
Over 120 students were fed during the spring break at the Malcolm Center for Student Life, the same number that they reached last year. Only this time, it was during a 9-day event instead of 5. 9 different churches, along with 61 volunteers, joined together to help feed those who were staying around the break. Valley's Assistant Professor of Religion, Pam Sebastian, is the person who's in charge and helps put together this event each year to make sure that no student goes without eating.
A lot of these people have volunteered now. This is like their 3rd year volunteering to help. So they're excited about it. They start calling me after Christmas and saying, when do we sign up? So this is a very cool thing.
Many of those who volunteered describe this event as one of their favorite events of the year. The reason for that is they feel it's for a good cause in terms of helping others, especially students from different areas.
The reason that we do it is not so much to feed the kids, but to show them that we as a community love them and support them. We're so glad they're here in Marshall going to school, and we really want to help them.
They can't leave, a lot of them, because they're participating in sports or they live too far from home and don't have a place to go. And if this was my child that was 5,000 miles, 3,000 miles, 200 miles, and had to stay and didn't have food, I'd want somebody to step in.
Every church served different meals such as mac and cheese, homemade chili, soup, ham, and much more. One volunteer says serving meals to the students brought him a bit of surprise because of the large amount of diversity he was surrounded by.
It shocked me. That really did shock me, because in Edinburgh we're a huge university city, big city, and we have loads of people from all over the world. I really didn't expect it to be this international. It's fantastic. You've got people from Spain, people from Brazil, Australians. You even had one guy from England.
Sebastian says if students continue to stay during the break, they will continue to serve and maybe even expand to 10 nights. Alex Perez, KMVC News.
Marshall's First United Methodist Church also provided meals to the students on March 1st, the first night of the break. Students who brought their IDs enjoyed unlimited soups. Multiple Valley staff members, including Vice President of Academic Affairs Diane Bartholomew, were among those working the event. The Missouri Valley College Student Success Center held its 2nd annual Leadership Immersion and lunch on March 13th at the Ferguson Formal Lounge. Students and faculty members gathered in honor of the Women's History Month, in which they talked about this year's theme, Visionary Women, especially Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the featured woman of this year's Leadership Immersion and lunch. The event involved games, prizes, and of course, lunch, in which they learned more about Ginsburg and received inspiration from her story. Also, the event explored leadership in vocation in empowering ways, while honoring the efforts of this honorable woman to change society. Many students are just 6 weeks from graduation and to start the next step of their chapter's lives. KMVC's Nick Fields has a story of how Missouri Valley Student Success Department is hosting some events to help these Vikings start out their post-graduation lives on the right foot.
According to CNBC.com, more than 40% of college graduates take positions out of school that don't require a degree, and 1 in 5 continue this a decade after leaving school. To help combat this, the Student Success Department is hosting resume reviews and a career fair.
We need a resume that not only has great substance and shows that you're dedicated to your profession, but we also need you to really be looking at a way to sell yourself in the area that you want, because as young graduates or students who are working towards graduation, you have the luxury of working in a field that you love.
Oxford says that not only is a well-written resume important, but students should also have a LinkedIn account made possible for employers.
Students can go and they can introduce themselves to the companies who are signed up to participate in our Career Expo. Last year we had nearly 40 companies participate, and I think that we will meet or exceed that this year as well.
Oxford says that to be better prepared for the career fair, students should come dressed for success and have copies of their resume in hand.
It's time to lose the sweats and the slides, and you want to have a professional wardrobe. You want to make sure that you have your resumes printed off so that you can hand them to companies who are hiring that you have interest in.
Resume reviews are held every Thursday from 2 to 3, and the career fair will be held on March 27th from 10 to 2 in the Malcolm Center. Nick Fields, KMVC News.
The resume reviews are useful for that upcoming career fair, which can connect students to many local businesses in their first postgraduate job. Missouri Valley College featured a guest for students wanting to become a lawyer, but also aren't sure of how to take the next step. KMVC's Santiago Salazar reports how Valley students had the opportunity to receive advice from the University of Missouri Law School Dean.
The Missouri Valley College had a full house on March 14 at the Malcolm Center as Valley hosted a presentation by Missouri University Law School Dean Larissa Litsky. It was Litsky's first time at Missouri Valley, and she said that it was an honor for her to speak in front of the students and to let them know there is no better time to go to law school than now.
So it's really to encourage people, talk about what a powerful tool a law degree is in our society, and inform them that it's accessible to them.
During her presentation, Litsky talked about her background, the process of going to law school, and also about problems such as students being afraid of applying to law school or not applying because they think they won't be able to finance it. Also, she said that there are plenty of scholarships that will help the students and that those reasons should keep them from applying to law school.
It's never too soon to start building a network of mentors and advisors and cheerleaders to get you where you're meant to be in life.
Litsky also said that when she was younger, it helped her to know that people like her could go to law school, and that she hopes to encourage and connect the students in Valley that wish to pursue a law degree. Santiago Salazar, KMVC News.
An award-winning broadcaster traveled to Missouri Valley to talk about his new book. KMVC's TJ Barnes reports on the trials that Danny Clinkscale had to overcome in his career.
I'll be driving north. I know where I'm stopping tonight. That is all I know.
Danny Clinkscale came to Missouri Valley to talk about his book, Leaving Cancer for the Circus. The book talks about his career as a sports announcer and how he is a survivor from cancer.
If it's a smallish crowd, a large crowd, I don't really care. The people who come out are people who are interested. Oftentimes their lives have been touched by cancer, either inspiring them in some way, or maybe causing some real downtimes for them or their family, or they've lost a loved one or whatever.
Clinkscale talked about the years behind the mic during baseball games and Super Bowl events. Also how having cancer taught him a lot, taught him to be more aware of things around him. Being a survivor made him want to inspire others.
I think I can share a message that's positive, and I've been lucky enough to survive cancer, and I think I had a positive attitude about it, but mostly you're just fortunate when you survive cancer. But I think I could just tell a tale of a variety of things, give them a few laughs, and maybe inspire them just a little bit.
TJ Barnes, KMVC News.
Clinkscale is a longtime radio personality for 810 Sports in Kansas City. His book is available at dannyclinkscale.com. The Missouri Valley College Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a group that focuses on building a relationship with Christ through prayer while playing a sport. And KMVC's Alex Perez reports on the FCA's featured speaker who came to Valley to discuss the power of Christ and what it can do.
I'm telling you, your life is just beginning.
The past 25 years, Tim Johnson has been encouraging and providing the most influential leaders in athletics. Johnson is the vice president of FCA and came to Valley to speak on how coaches can address sports by devoting your time with Christ all at once. He says he believes this can bring people together and influence one another in every aspect of life.
Our purpose and our passion in FCA is to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ in sport to and through the coach. And so we know that the greatest influencer of most adolescents of our day, outside of the parent in the home, is the coach. And so we engage with coaches, we equip them in what it means to be a coach for Christ, and we empower them to go back out and to their mission field of sport and make disciples of their athletes.
Johnson was Illinois' first state director of FCA in 1993 and continues to seek achievement in a way to impact others.
I grew up in the church, but I didn't know him as the Lord of my life until I was 29 years old. And God just, I was in Stillwater, Oklahoma. Walked into a church that the pastor was a former athlete for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Got my attention, I listened, and God opened my heart to receive him as my personal Savior.
For For over 33 years, Jocelyn has also been the voice of college wrestling, and he has been involved in over 400 college wrestling meets for Iowa, the Big Ten, and ESPN. Alex Press, KMVC News.
Different groups and organizations throughout the Marshall were invited to take part of the 2019 home banquet. Nearly 180 people attended, making it the largest crowd that the FCA had ever had at Valley. The Missouri Valley College women's wrestling team made history, sending 2 wrestlers to the first NAIA national tournament. KMVC's TJ Barnes reports on their final tournament before the national tournament.
Missouri Valley Wrestling Team hosted their conference tournament, their last tournament before the first ever NAIA National Tournament. 6 teams came to wrestle for the KCAC Championship.
It's a big accomplishment for NAIA schools, so I'm excited to go in and have these girls All-American this year and, take some titles.
Valley finished second with 4 third-place finishes and 2 first-place finishes. Wu McTier is determined to get better before the national tournament.
I still got work to do, conditioning-wise.
The tournament was won by Jamestown, which is located in Jamestown, North Dakota. Coach Shauna Kemp also believes this tournament is a great stepping stone before the national tournament in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think that it's a good middle area for us to get a couple matches in and prepare us just for our matches in the coming weeks and see some of the competition that we're going to see there.
TJ Barnes, KMVC News.
Women's wrestling finished the national tournament with 2 All-Americans, Jocelyn Murphy and Wu McTier. Missouri Valley College hosted a do-it-yourself event dedicated to making food all from the convenience of a student's dorm room. Students learned how to make recipes from the Hungry College Student Cookbook by using a coffee mug to mix the ingredients in a microwave oven to cook the food. Students attempted recipes like a banana mug cake, a Chipotle burrito bowl, and a microwavable pizza in a mug. That's KMVC News for today. Our next show is April 2nd. Thanks for watching. I'm Amber Tabling.